What's good, man? It's OG Drip, man. This channel where we talk about the spiritual truth and how to utilize energy on a day-to-day basis, man. And y'all know something, man. Y'all ever seen someone that seems like no matter what they go through and no matter how hard the things get, it's just like they don't learn or try to switch things up? Man, we're looking at it right now with society, no matter if they want to admit it or not. When we starting to see these relationships, right? When we starting to see relationships come to not only being online, but come into a sense of you got to pop a balloon or keep your balloon whether you like someone or not. Now, that would have been a cool game if people was genuine, if people ain't have quadruple standards. Yeah, not double no more. It done quadrupled out here, y'all. Trust me, especially y'all fellas. Y'all don't understand how I be seeing this junk and I be like, yo, it ain't no chance he had. Like, you get what I'm saying? He had everything that she would have wanted him to have, but just he did one thing and it went wrong. And it's just so crazy because you have to do all of these things just to get a person. Just to get a person to find you attractive, or just to get a person to say yes to you on a game. Still part of entertainment, but it got so lost into that people is taking it for real and seriously, and to the point that they're putting their standards, their morals, and all that out there, and it's so high and incomplete that there's no one in the world that could actually fulfill it. And it's fucked up because you got people that's up there that just like real deal good people, and you can see it, you know what I'm saying, come up there genuine, ain't trying to be too full of themselves, and all this and that there. And everything that you would think that someone would want, you know, somebody that got, especially if you're a female looking for a male, you know what I'm saying, you'll think that you'll expect them to have something where they look like they're ready to build, look like they have a strong head on their shoulders, look like they're trying to point you in the right direction and stuff like that, look like they can help you and jump. You would think, you know, that what someone would want. And then someone would yell that, but man, it's getting so confusing out here. And if you a lady, don't take no offense, just realize what's actually going on. It might not be you, but it's damn sure going on in the rest of the world, and we cannot ignore it. Like, it's getting bad out here to the point, like, it ain't no, you know, no book on game or how you supposed to be. Because, man, you liable to do one thing. You liable to just try to be too nice and just trying to treat everybody equally because you're not here for one person. You're here for all of them, and that could go south. Like, y'all, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, damn, like, they really don't understand, like, stand a chance. And then you got the mimic one. Oh, I seen everybody else pop their balloon, so I don't want you either. So you got all them type of things going along. So when it come out of this pop the balloon thing, yeah, I'm gonna use this as a title because this is one of the things of how they do it. So we're gonna take it just like how they play the game. We finna play the game of chess too. You feel me? We ain't playing checkers, we gonna play chess. We're gonna use y'all titles and what y'all like to, you know, put out there and broadcast and have, you know, everybody's paying attention to. Well, let's still continue to pay attention to it, but let's also pay attention to the society that we're living in, especially after y'all did with this, you know, taking everything away, spacing people out to the point that now when people came back together, it was like wild monkeys. It was like a dog sitting in a cage all day. And you can take it how you want, but that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? You see all these people showing their ass. You see how everybody in crash out season. Just everybody willing to crash out. Everybody was talking about Jesus take the wheel a couple of years ago, and now everybody is actually crashing out because they don't have the will of themselves. They don't understand their minds. They don't understand how these minds may work. They don't understand how sometimes these minds might work a certain way that's not even with them. You get what I'm saying? It might just be in the air, as I'm going to say. You feel what I'm saying? So, because some things come through like that, where you might have this thought and this emotion that's not necessarily yours. But back to it, right? Where we get in these type of videos where it's like, it's a nonsense, right? So where even if you don't get picked, now you're embarrassing yourself, but then you'll start seeing the ladies settle for anything once they get to the end. Now, I've seen the fellas do it once or two times to try to get back, but y'all know how it is, fellas. You know, fellas don't really, as a man, I don't really care about a woman having all this necessary shit. Like, that just gives it more problems. If anything, I'd rather have someone that want to grow with me, where I can show them what I built and how to build these things once as I did. So you'll be an image of me or a reflection of me. You feel what I'm saying? And I already got that going. Y'all feel me? So it has been going on for years. So anybody that's in this time of right now in reality and I had a relationship longer than 8 years, they should be able to speak on a lot of things. You feel what I'm saying? Not only by, you know, visualizing, but also by actual hands-on experience. You feel what I'm saying? And it's not like it's not a mistake or not like things you're going to go through in a relationship. You're going to go through things. So these people that's out here using the feminine energy of perfectionists ain't going to get nowhere. The standards is too dry. You get what I'm saying? That's why I like to tell them that's a dry cool. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't no way you getting moist with all those type of thoughts inside of your head. You get what I'm saying? You're supposed to be able to know how to vibe, to get into that energy, to get into that flow. So your energy, your emotions, your water, your ocean start to flow. So, you know, this is how it is. It's like with me focusing on building new ideas, coming up with a lot of different things. As a male, you know, hey, You're going to have to relieve that. That's a lot of buildup. You feel what I'm saying? And that's just keeping it real. So when it comes down to these things with people being even sexually misled, it's sad out here. People, you know what I'm saying? And they're not realizing it's still moderation to things. You know, so a lot of things that I might say might be straightforward, but y'all got to understand the little slopes inside of this. Can't nobody, you know, because everything be done to a different level, but it may be the same thing. So you have degrees, just like in astrology. You know what I'm saying? How you have degrees or something. Yeah, it might be the sun might be in Leo, but it might only be at 12 degrees. Then now you got sun being in Leo at 14 degrees. You know, that might be a slight difference, but when you take it from the 12 degrees to the 25th degrees, now we have a difference of what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? And now when you start to get closer to the cusp or whatever degrees of those signs, now we start to see where they're mixing and blending and starting to unblend and where it was once mixed together. So we start to see it blended and unblended and separated as pictures. So one thing about it is some people is getting up here and they're thinking like, this guy going to be they all right there. You never know. This guy might, what you're supposed to do, be able to change your whole emotion towards things. But you got to be willing to let it go and not put your feminine, masculine energy out there as like a Lilith. You get what I'm saying? As in, oh, I don't want to listen to no male, especially if I got this and you don't have this. So we'll see a lot of those things when people or females is in a position where they're, you know, got their own business or in a position where the government is assisting them mostly. You know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why we see the relationships. It's like, yo, these people rather be with nobody. Nobody, they man. If anything, the money in the bank is they man. The money of however it come through, whether it's Cash App or however, they're governing to this. You get what I'm saying? They start losing their actual concept of what they did everything for from the beginning. So now it's like, damn, you know, a separation. It was like, yo, what was the point of making two genders if everybody was going to be alone? Like, it don't make no sense. So now we starting to see the end of the world that we once used to see. Now we're starting to see, like, you know, your granddaddy tactics don't work no more. You're going to get dogged out doing that in this new world. We starting to see, you know, your grandma, the way of doing things, you're going to probably get dogged out. You know what I'm saying? As you may feel. But that's because a lot of times people leave their vulnerabilities to the wrong person. But that don't mean close yourself up. And this is where we get cold-hearted women from, where they then probably went through a couple good guys just trying to get a payback on the first guy that they dealt with. So, y'all, when I'm talking about this stuff, like, hell yeah, it's supposed to make sense. Man, I'm in my 30s. I don't know if people know it or not. They might look at me and think I'm younger. That's because I ain't losing a day stressing about the 99% problems of what most of the world may go through. The way that I look at things different. When I wake up, it ain't thinking about these things that's already there. It's starting to think about new things. How can I bring this into the world? How can I bring this into existence? Even if I don't do nothing about it. I'm telling y'all, that's my main problem. You feel what I'm saying? So if anything, it's me not putting my time in the right places and, you know, things like that, or not having enough time on my hands. So being the same thing, but you just got to know how to work with what you got. Now, when it come down to these type of things is time don't wait on no man. So we understand that. But getting back to it, man, because I be having to break this stuff down, because this ain't just no channel where I'm just going to come in and we just going to talk about, oh, yeah, then we're going to just ridicule what people doing. No, some people, this actually could be a good idea. You never know. I might do it one day and have people do it, but it's going to be done the right way. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes it ain't what you do, it's how you do it, especially when you're doing it like this as in a person that's wanting to be open or want to actually try to find love. So if you're going there and you're serious, so serious that you're marking people off because they don't fit every check mark down your list, or 90% of it, which is already, you have a list that, say 100% of your list, 90% of your list is already fairy tale. Only 10% of it could be actually lived, and you want people to fulfill 80%, 90%. That don't even make sense. So bump the double standards that you had. You had 2 times double standards, broken together and had a quad, had a whole square that you was stuck in, can't get outside of that box to be able to think about. So your Uranus power out of there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like things like that where you're not able to use your crown chakra and be able to get up out of these situations, to be able to see lower ends that keep leading to the same situations. So when we're talking about this, you can get deep on it by actually learning yourself, learning things about yourself, and then actually giving people still the chance to be able to teach you things that you might not know about yourself. You get what I'm saying? Don't be narked out. You feel what I'm saying? And be wise with your decisions still. That don't mean just run out here and be like, oh, no. We're not saying just run to the first person. But a lot of times when we speaking of attraction, people start wondering, where is their attraction going? Why is they not attracted as much as they used to be attracted? It's because they have so much blemish on a mind that don't make sense. And I'm telling y'all, so when you're trying to look at these eyes, these minds, everything look blurry. Your vision is fucked. Your passion is fucked. Your Neptune is fucked, which is your dreams and imagination. You know what I'm saying? Your Mars, your aggression to go forth and taking action. You know what I'm saying? Your Saturn, your stability, your protection, your security. Then you got what I was gonna say, your Pluto. So it's like you in a fucked up generation. It's like you in the ages of fucked upness. So then when you're adding all of these things together, it's like you're getting beat by all of these gods that you was once warned about in some type of book, some type of movie, some type of sci-fi channel, some type of channel where Disney or Sesame Street or one of these mainstream things pushed, and you had no choice but to learn about. Even if you went to a public school, even if you went to a Catholic school, it's already put in Catholics' visions. You get what I'm saying? So when it comes out of these things, y'all, this is the stuff where we have power to be able to change things. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, what I think about like dating apps in general and stuff like that, nah, hell nah, because you don't know who you meeting. So at least with these pop the balloon things, you're able to see who you're going with or who you're getting to choose from. And a lot of people don't understand, if they're right there and they're getting a selection, some of it'd be like 16 people and something like that. Some of them be incredibly long. Some of these people go to like 7 of them and never pick nobody. And you be like, damn, 7 people across the world that you know of that's successful or at least able enough to get a plane ticket to be able to show up to this thing, to be able to do all of these type of things. You know what I'm saying? To be able to try to come up there and trying to actually change their life or trying to find a female. They were trying to find something else. It's sites for that too. So obviously everybody's looking for the same thing, but everybody got their eye closed. You feel what I'm saying? And it's mainly the females. I'm not trying to be biased. I'm dead serious, y'all. Because you know how it is as a male. Some males will take anything. You feel me? And that's fucked up, but that's just what it is, because it ain't about that. It's about them trying to build something and somebody having their back and their support. Especially when you start getting older as a male, you start realizing, damn, I need to settle my ass down. I don't need to be out here moving and all stupid and stuff. At least if I am, let me at least treat the ones that's around me with respect. And what you do, it's how you do it. So if you're around there doing that the correct way, you know they're going to still always have their love for you if it was actual, genuine love. So when you die off for something like that, you had a wife that had your back, that made sure everything was taken care of, you know, so your kids didn't have to walk into your debt and stuff like this to deal with generational, not wealth, but generational curses of debt, generational debt and stuff like that. So when it comes out of all this stuff, I be hearing people talk about generational wealth and things like that. Like, yeah, okay, your gene is your genetics, right? Your gene or whatever you want to say. But what about your mental wealth? What about your esoteric wealth? What about your esoteric finances? Where you going with the esoteric bank? How much you got in there that God will loan you some things? Give you a message to say real quick. And if you don't say it, you'll see what I mean by loan. You will not get it off. Trust me. I'm a content creator, and I know when some of these ideas come through and I don't get my butt up there then and there and do the video, everything over with. Otherwise, I'll be coming trying to do it late and can't even get onto the topic that I wanted to get on to. So at the end of the day, I'm telling y'all how this junk work, man. And ain't nobody out here that's actually leading without leading. Like, so that's another one. People could know every goddamn thing, but if they're not out here creating content or creating something where they're getting to see the interaction of the world, it don't mean shit. You feel what I'm saying? At all. So that's the reason why you see a lot of spiritual people trying to find a way or getting their way up on the internet to try to help people with these spiritual mission of how to play whatever y'all want to call the matrix of playing the chess game and understand it's not checkers. Understand it's not about the jumps that you're making. At the end of the game, it's about how you're checking off your list. So don't you get checked or put into check or put into a square. So you got to know how to be inside of a square and outside of it at the same time. You got to know how to play hokey pokey with actual fucking life. You get what I'm saying? So when you're looking at the black and white, you got to know how to do all that shit with it. You know how we used to play the game crisscross and all that other jump? When you jump one and there's 2 squares and 1, 2 squares. You know what I'm saying? You got to do that with real life. Like real talk. And this is how we going to get through, all of us, to be able to change the world. But right now we're going to see the destruction of this ain't going to work. So we all going to be able to see the examples of this ain't going to work. This right here look like it's going to work better. We have no choice. The delusional is wearing off. That's why you're seeing the people that can't control their mind. They could be here with us one day and crashed out the next. And it'd be an actual crash. I don't be nothing that you thought you heard wrong or nothing. Nope. Nope. So at the end of the day, we got to understand that what's going on out here. And I don't speak on certain stuff, man, because I don't want the certain energy that comes with it. You feel what I'm saying? I seen the same thing these other content creators feel, and I let it die off. So sometimes you got to use what you got and be smart with it as well. You know what I mean? So sometimes when the game is too crazy or you already see that the game is rigged, maybe that's a game that you don't want to get into. You feel what I'm saying, y'all? And I'm out, man. OG Drill.